All right, so today is February 25th, 2016. We have some very good lessons, just some basic lessons on how, specifically to time stocks and really just how to short sell them too, because a lot of people still don't realize that you can actually make money when stocks go down. On top of that, people don't realize that you can bet on stocks going down if they are under $5 a share, if they're under $2 a share. I know there's a lot of brokers and broker reps out there who say that you can't do it or that it's illegal. It's not illegal. You can do it. Anybody who tells you otherwise is just lazy or they're lying because, frankly, it is annoying to try to find shares to short of these stocks. But it works time and again. So here is CLOW. This has been on my watch list for, this entire pump. This is a classic paid promotion. If you've ever seen the movie Wolf of Wall Street or Boiler Room, very similar kind of promotion, up from 5 cents up to 60 cents. So 12 times your money if you were quick. I know a lot of people who made money on the way up, but now in just a few days, it's dropped from 48 cents down to 18 cents. Today, you can see it's the biggest loser on my entire watch list, down 52% today. And guess what? There were shares to short. I didn't short it. My millionaire students, I don't think, shorted it. But the cool thing is some people did. And you can see this is a 14-day chart. So it's been downtrending, 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 and then it just collapses all in one day. This is how pump and dumps crash. You can see here Jesse, he's one of my students. He shorted at 27 cents and covered at 16 cents for a 49% profit. And he says, these pumps are easy money. Thank you, Timothy Sykes, for opening my eyes. Well, Jesse, I am proud to open your eyes, and it's sad that many other people's eyes aren't open. Somebody emailed me the other day, and they said, Scottrade said you can't short under $5 a share. You're lying. You're a liar, Tim Sykes. You're a criminal. Yes, you can short these stocks. Scottrade fucking sucks, okay? Robinhood fucking sucks. You guys are using the worst brokers because you're giving in to their basic advertising, and you wonder why you aren't doing well. You need to have the right brokers. You won't always find shares to short, but there are shares to short. Jesse nailed it. Also got to give props to Jay. He said first real pump play. CLOW held 1 week in at 47 cents, covered half at 27 and half at 17 cents. So a lot of people I know are going to comment on this video, how did he make money if he was in at 47 cents and out at 17 and 27? That means he sold at lower prices. Correct, that is what short selling is. I have a 6-hour DVD called Short Stocking if you want to learn the basics of shorting. But Jay and Jesse nailed it. Also, I got to give props to Sophian. He's one of my newest six-figure students, and he made another 4,000 plus shorting MNGA, which was kind of like a quasi pump. And MNGA, he held it for a while, but it's tanked quite nicely off of its highs. And again, this is a stock that's under $2 a share. There are shares to short, so you just have to find the right brokers. Interactive Brokers is usually best for finding stocks under $2, under 50 cents, under $1 a share of these kinds of pumps. This is what I love to do, and this is what I love to show you, because you can make this money in a day, sometimes a week, sometimes 2 weeks. It's going to keep happening. There's a new pump today. What was I looking at? Oh, BPSR. This is a blatant pump. This will crash soon. Okay? So it's not a question of if, it's just a question of when. And you have to be prepared. You have to study. Ideally, watch my DVDs, watch more video lessons, and get the right brokers. If you can't afford to have the right brokers, save up. I don't have all the problems, of the world fixed. All I can do is teach you what works. I also buy stocks. I'm up roughly $1,000 on the day today, so nothing huge, but pretty decent because mainly of GLUU. This stock has been rising. They're a mobile games company. They've done deals with the Kardashians and Taylor Swift, and now there's a rumor that they're doing a deal with Bieber. I don't know if the rumor is true. I don't care if the rumor is true. The reason why I bought and the reason why this trade worked is because I followed 2 simple steps. Step number 1, this is a recent runner, so recent runners can keep running. Step number 2, the fact that I'm dip buying it, I'm not chasing it, okay? If you look at, really the past few days, The high, the range is like 394, 395, 390-ish is the top of the range. The low here is like kind of 370-ish. So today I was buying not at the lows. Actually, Mark Crook, one of my challenge students, who's up roughly 500,000, he was in from the 370s. He alerted the whole trading challenge chat room. It's a separate chat room for those of you who don't know. And he was dead on. I was buying it in here because you see this big volume stick right here, this candle. This is somebody buying 200,000 shares in 1 minute. Okay, so this is a very good indicator. This is on one of the upcoming features that we're going to release publicly on Stocks to Trade, where you can see a big block trade. And so I'm using different kinds of stocks to trade where I'm showing different indicators that we're working on giving to everybody. But this big block trade popped up on my radar, and I started doing research. People are tweeting about how GLUU's management is presenting at a conference next Monday. I'm filming this on a Tuesday. Or on a Thursday. I see the big block buy on a Thursday. That gives it all day Friday and the rest of today on Thursday, and even most of the day on Monday, because they're not presenting until I think it was like 3 or 3:30 p.m. Eastern. Most of the day on Monday and all day Friday and half of the day Thursday for the rumor mill to spread. What are they announcing? Are they going to announce a game with Bieber? Are they going to announce nothing? I don't care what the announcement is. There is no way I would hold this stock into the announcement. But if you watch my Spikeability DVD, this is a classic upcoming media case. And the whole point was me buying it here in the mid 380s because it was hitting a new day high above 385, first of all. You had the big block buyer, so somebody is investing, roughly, what, 400, $800,000. I'm so bad at math. If there's a 200,000 share bidder here at 385, let's do the math. Let's make sure. 3.85, and I think it was like a 210,000 share block that I saw. Somebody is putting in $800,000. So are they trying to create the rumors? Do they know the rumors? I don't care. All I know is that somebody is betting $800,000 that this stock is going to go higher. So you have to keep that in mind. 10-day chart, this thing has massive resistance. The latest bounce was right here at 385. So it is a nice breakout over the 3 days, but then there's some resistance back here at 390 and more resistance here at 395. So when I bought it at 385, first it had to breach 390, which it did. It did go above 390, but then it double topped right at 395. And I couldn't get out at 395 or even 394 or 393. It started dropping really quickly once you see this perfect double top. It's still 389, so it's a game of pennies. But in the grand scheme of things, some people are asking, why don't you just hold? Why don't you buy it at 390, 395? Because I don't buy double tops, okay? And I don't hold double tops. So I bought it at 385 and I was out like around 392. It was pretty much a small trade for me. I wanted to break 395, but again, today is only Thursday. If you watch my Tim Raw and Tim Tactics DVDs, you know that Friday is a much better day for a short squeeze. So this is why I have different DVDs teaching different indicators. Once you put all of these indicators together, you start seeing, where there are opportunities. And the opportunity is, right now, I don't think there's anything because it's mid-range here at 389. Maybe if it dips a lot back to the 370s, I might dip by it. But more importantly, if it can break this 395 level and it's not a double top and it's a breakout, and maybe somebody else writes an article or confirms that, they might announce something big on Monday or they hint at Bieber, then it can be a big Friday short squeeze. But for me, I was buying it kind of a speculative trade on the fact that there was a big buyer. I wasn't chasing the stock. I'm not buying it, at 395. I would never try and buy a stock that's, right at the highs. Obviously, maybe it could break out, but maybe it can't. And then you're buying it at a double top. Even now, if I was still holding at 388, I'd still be up a few cents a share. You don't always get that lucky with the double tops, but the key is not buying anywhere close near a double top unless it breaks out. But for me, I was buying it roughly 10 cents a share below where the double top was. So again, this is a weird example because it moves so slowly. Normally, I don't like slow moving stocks, but if they do have the Bieber announcement, if they do have more rumors being spread over the next 2 days, this can run. So Every now and then I might buy a speculative stock, but my bread and butter is shorting pump and dumps. So you can learn from the longs, you can learn from the shorts, but please don't tell me that you can't short these stocks. It's just inaccurate. And shame on Scottrade, shame on Robinhood for corrupting the minds of our youths and basically just doling out misinformation because they know, they don't care. They know that most traders and investors lose money. So who cares if you lie to them? And that's just a disgusting part of our industry where people don't want to work with other people who have small accounts, so they blatantly lie to just get rid of them. And then that makes my job harder because I have to de-brainwash everybody. So yes, you can short stocks under $5 a share. Yes, you can short stocks under $2 a share. And on the buy side, yes, you can buy stocks and get out if for any reason you're not comfortable. I know a lot of people are scared to stock trade. They're like, what if I lose money? You can get out at any time. This is not like Vegas where you're betting on black or red and you either double your money or lose everything. This is not some binary option bullshit scam. You can have small wins, you can have small losses. It's not about going all in or losing everything. It's not, one or the other. There's many different shades of success. And, my buy alert was a few hours ago and I'd still be up a few cents a share. But yes, am I disappointed that it couldn't break 395? Yes. Have I learned to, deal with disappointment in the stock market? Yes. You have to learn to deal with disappointment too. Not every trade is going to go your way, but if you're willing to get out when the stock doesn't do exactly what you think, you play it safe, you live to play another day. I had a small profit. PARN was my overnight short in the 280s, and today it dropped down to the 260s. I couldn't get out right at 260, right at the low, but this was like actually kind of like a double bottom at 260-ish. But I made a few hundred, and now my small $12,000 account that I started at the beginning of 2016 in 2 months is now up 44%. So I'll be doing a 2-month review video lesson next week. I don't know whether I'm going to be up 40 or 44 or 50%. We'll wait and see the closing days of the month. I don't set specific goals. I just take it one trade at a time. But, to be able to make 40, 45% in 2 months when the whole stock market is down, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10%, it's a pretty good, I think, sample of what you are capable of. Because I've had all sorts of issues with my small $12,000 account, from margin issues to pattern day trader issues. I've gotten worked out most of those. I still have issues with, figuring out how to position size because frankly, it's been a while since I've traded with just 12,000, but I'm working through my issues. And now if you look at most of my trades, I make 100, 200, 300 here or there. Sometimes I lose, but on the grand scale and in the grand scheme of things, my account is moving forward. My growth is rather consistent over weeks and months, and I can gradually start taking bigger positions. A lot of you guys who have 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 to your name, it's not about, getting to 10, 20, 50,000 all at once. It's about learning the discipline, taking it one trade at a time, and growing your account so that you can take bigger positions. And when you can take bigger positions after you've proven yourself in kind of like the minor leagues with a smaller account, it's the exact same process. With PARN, when I was shorting it at, what was my average? 285, I think. And I covered it like in the 260s today. So I made like 15, 20 cents a share, nearly 10%, nothing huge. It did not, crash as much as I wanted. But even now at 274, I'd still be up 10 cents a share. I had 2,000 shares. So even if I was still in this stock somehow, I'd still be up $200 on like a $6,000 position. I know that's small. I know it seems like peanuts, but if you can do that again and again and you take a $6,000 position and you make 100, 200, 300, you start taking $8,000 positions, then 10,000, then $50,000 positions. And eventually, it can't be fully scalable. I can't like short like a million shares of this stock. But I know that I and a lot of other students have shown you, and you can look at examples of this where you take a few thousand and you turn into a few 100,000. And, you know, if you do really well, like my top students, then you take a few thousand, you turn it into a few million. That's best case scenario. I don't want you to ever think that I'm going to make, you know, like 10 or 20 million in a year trading this stuff, but it's ideal for people with small accounts. So congrats, especially to Sophion, made 4,700 on MNGA. What is he up? He's up like 110,000, 140,000. Wow, he just keeps going. Look at this beautiful chart. You know, he's only been doing this shorting for like a little over a year. Also props to Jesse and Jay, who also shorted. Oh, and there was also one other guy. I forget. Did I do it? Yeah, Supernova Jedi here. He shorted CLOW last week at 47, and he covered at 18 cents, and he wanted to take solid profits. So congrats to those of you guys who are getting it. The rest of you, keep studying. I mentioned several DVDs in this video lesson, so, you know, use the nighttime, use the weekend, study up. I'll see you guys in the chat room.